Hi students. Today we are discussing the last design pattern in fourth unit, that is observer design pattern. If you know, today we will discuss what is the main intention, what the motivation and applicability and structure section. Today we are discussing the observer design pattern. What is the main intent? That short statement that tells us you what is the main intention of observer design pattern. Just we need to define that intent. What does it mean exactly today? Define a one-to-many dependency between objects so that when one object changes a state and all its dependents are notified and updated automatically. What this meaning in the sense? Observer, for example, if we have to take a real life example of this main intent, one to many dependencies between objects, so that we have to be taken only one object changes the state and all its dependents are notified and updated automatically. The real life example, let us, if we have to be taken YouTube channel, the channel is this nothing but if I am created one channel, that is nothing but a subject that is nothing but a subject who subscribe my channel, that is nothing but that is nothing but what we can say observers who if you want to if you want to subscribe my channel, the subscribers are nothing to be a observers. Here what is the subject? Channel is the subject, observers in the sense who are subscribe my channel, the subscribers, multiple subscribers we can say, that is nothing but observers. Yes, exactly. Today I am uploaded one video at my YouTube channel. That notification that updations and updates are automatically going to the who subscribed my channel. That persons will receive a notification and updates whatever I have to uploaded one video today. That observers or observer just they notify, oh yes, this video today will uploaded, which video we need to watch that. Just the observers just observe that particular state. They all dependents, they all its dependents or just they are notified and updated automatically. Here what I meant to say, the intent, just we need to define a one to one in the sense one channel, that so many subscribers in the sense many dependencies between those objects. Okay, so that when one object changes a state and all its dependents are notified and updated automatically. Okay, this is the real life example, that is nothing but YouTube channel. Whenever I have to uploaded one video, that video, if you have get notified, that video will uploaded. If you have to be received the notifications and updates, whatever it may be, I have to uploaded my videos, you can get some notifications and updates. Okay, the subject is nothing but YouTube channel, whatever I have to be created. Those observers in the sense those who are subscribe my channel, that people are observers, that observers observe the video, which video will today will notified and which it will be updated automatically between those objects when one object changes its state. Okay, it's nothing but the main intent of observer design pattern. Okay, one more real life example also I have to be said to you. Here if we have to be taken a Flipkart is a subject. Flipkart is a subject. It's nothing but it's a online shopping products or whatever it may be, products, jewels, whatever it may be. If you have to be purchased at Flipkart, it's one of the biggest online shopping. Okay, that's one of the best application Flipkart. This is nothing but a subject. Here coming to the observer here, some let us take some people's David, Peter and John. These three observers purchase one LED TV at Flipkart. That Flipkart, the LED TV is not available. Now the status here, LED TV is not available. Is it available? Just if we have to be notified via your emails. At that time, if we have to be purchased that LED TV at Flipkart side. Okay, constantly, just 2 or 3 days, after 3 or 2 days, they notified via emails to David, Peter, John, LED TV is available, the status will updated here. At that time, David, Peter, John purchase LED TV at Flipkart, and just here what they are doing, just they are observing, they are just observing, and just they are notifications and updated automatically when one object changes its status, all its dependents. Okay, here just we need to define a one-to-many dependency between those objects, so that when one object changes its state, all its dependents are notified and updated automatically. Constantly the observers their notification, receive some notifications, is it available. At that time, the person David or Peter, John, they are going to purchase one LED TV at Flipkart side. In the sense, Flipkart is the subject, it's a one of the best channel or whatever it may be, it's a subject. The observers, in the sense, there are three persons here observing David, Peter, John. Is it available or not? Just they will have some receive a message notify via email. Okay, this is the best real life examples of observer design pattern. It is also known as dependents, what we can call it as dependents, and we can say publish to subscribe, publish to subscribe. This is also one more names of dependents and publish to subscribe. And coming to the motivation section, what is the main motto of this observer design pattern? The name itself says observer. What we are observing there, what we are getting there, what we are observing here exactly. Here we have to look at this motivation section. A common side effect of partitioning a system into a collection of cooperating classes is the need to maintain consistency between related objects. In the sense, just we need to maintain here some between some those related objects, it should be consistent or not. Just we need to take some collection of cooperating classes. Just we need to take some partitioning a system. You don't want to achieve this consistency by making those classes. It will be tightly coupled in the sense you can't change to modify that, because that reduces their reusability again and again. For example, let us consider here, already you've seen this diagram at first unit MVC, model view controller. Model depicts what it holds, just the data. View, what is the screen presentation. Okay, controller, who controls the model, it acts as a controller, controlling between model and a view. Okay, already we seen the best example, YouTube channel. YouTube channel, if you have to subscribe, if you have to give some bell icon, just if you have to get some notifications and updations, whatever they are uploading some videos, whatever it may be. Okay, this is the best example of observer design pattern. We seen many graphical user interfaces here. Toolkits, some of the main components. It separate the presentational aspects of the user interface from the underlying application data. Okay, so here the classes defining application data. What here the classes defining application data and as well as a presentation. It can be reused independently. so they can work together. Here if we have to be taken some both a spreadsheet objects and bar charts objects, it can depict that particular information in the same application. The model depicts some application data object by using some different presentations. So here we need to specify the spreadsheets and the bar charts. And don't know about here. Here we have to be seen here. The spreadsheets and the bar sheets don't know about each other, but here by we are using here some different presentations. The spreadsheet and the bar sheet, we letting you know that just one you need reuse only purpose. Okay, here just here they behave as when the user changes the particular information in the spreadsheet, the bar chart reflects the particular information whatever we are changes immediately, and vice versa. Okay, this is nothing but the model view, how the subject here the percentage A B C, here the observers spreadsheet, bar sheets, pie charts. Here just we are changes some notifications and requests and modifications, whatever it may be. Here the behavior, just we can say the behavior implies that whatever the spreadsheet and the bar chart are dependent on the data object, and therefore it should be notified of any change in its particular state, and there is no reason to limit. So here there are the number of dependent objects, there may be any number of different user interfaces to the particular same data. Okay, so here the observer design pattern describes how to establish their relationships, the key, whatever the key objects in this design pattern. The key objects are subject and observer. Here a subject may have any number of dependent observers. Coming to the observer side, all observers are notified whenever the subject undergoes a change in its state. Coming to the response section, in response each observer will query the subject, whatever we know about that, to synchronize its state with the subject's state. So here finally we discuss here this kind of interaction is also known as publish subscribe. Also known as, we can say this kind of interaction is also known as publish subscribe. So here the subject is the publisher of notifications. It sends out these notifications without having to know about who its observers are. In the sense, any number of observers can subscribe to receive notifications. Any number of observers can subscribe to receive its notifications. And this is the best motivation section of observer design pattern. Let us see the applicability when we are using this observer design pattern in any of the following situations. We are using here. Here let us see some three applicabilities here. When an abstraction, in the sense the process of hiding some details. Okay, when an abstraction has two aspects here. One is dependent on the other. First of all, we are encapsulating these aspects in separate objects. Encapsulating these aspects in separate objects lets you vary and reuse them independently. Whatever we are doing that. Here whenever we need to change to one object, just it requires changing other object, and if you don't know how many objects if you need to be changed there. Okay, and coming to the third applicability of observer design pattern, when an object it should be able to notify the other objects without making assumptions here. Okay ma, listen carefully. When one object it should be able to notify the other objects without making some assumptions about who these objects are. In other words, you don't want to say these objects are tightly coupled. In this sense, if you can't change in an easy manner, and if you can't change in it and to modify their content. Okay, coming to the structure, what that structure represents, how those classes and those objects and how which operations it should be performed. The scenario will be representation like internally. Okay, now let us see here the subject. What its subject knows, it knows its observers. Any number of observer objects it may observe a subject. Okay, to provide a particular interface, in the sense intermediary acts as an interface for attaching and detaching the observer objects. Here just the observer, in the sense it defines an updating interface. Just it defines an updating interface for those objects that should be notified of changes in a subject. It is the concept of observer and subject. And coming to the concrete subject, it stores a state of interest to concrete observer objects. It sends a notification to its observer when its state changes. Listen carefully ma. The concrete subject sends a notification to its observers when its state changes. And coming to the concrete observer, just we need to maintain a reference to a concrete subject object. So here we need to store some states that should stay consistent with the particular subject. So here just we need to implement the observer design pattern. What are we need to suppose to updating some interfaces to keep its state consistent way. So with that particular subject, this is nothing but structure and participants to carry out their particular responsibilities. And coming to the collaboration section, what that collaboration, how those classes and objects, how to collaborate here. In the sense, look at the diagram here. The interaction diagram just illustrates the collaboration between a subject and two observers. Let us see. A concrete subject just notifies its observer whenever a change occurs that could make its observer's state inconsistent with its own. Yes, exactly. Here the concrete subject just notifies its observer whenever we want to change the state occurs that could make its concrete observer state it should be inconsistent with its own or not. So after being informed a change in the concrete subject, a concrete observer object it may query whatever the subject here, it may query the subject for those information. Here the concrete observer just uses this information to its state with that of the particular subject. Okay, this is the interaction diagram, how to illustrate the collaboration between a subject and two observers. Note here how the observer object that initiates the change request postpones its update until it gets a notification from the subject. Just we need to notify is not always called by the subject, so it can be called by an observer, or we can say another kind of object entirely. Okay, another kind of object entirely. So the implementation section we will discuss whatever the common variations in later not at now. Okay, now we can see whatever the it can be called by an observer or another kind of object entirely. Okay, this is the concept of collaboration section, amma. Now if we have to be studied about whatever the consequences, how those consequences, it describes the results, amma. Consequences, it describes the results of whatever you are applying, underlying this particular pattern. Here the observer design pattern, you can define the subject and observer independently. Just if we can reuse those subject without reusing their observers, and vice versa, lets you add some observers here without modifying the subject or other observers. Okay, now we can see here what are the some best benefits and liabilities of the observer design pattern. Just we are including these followings of that three consequences. Now we can describe them here. Listen carefully. The first one is nothing but abstract coupling. What coupling, ma? Abstract coupling between subject and observer. What this is the sense here, all a subject knows is that it has a list of observers. So here the each conforming to the simple interface of the abstract observer class. So here the subject does not know the concrete class of any observer. So the coupling between subject and the observer is abstract and minimal. Okay, is abstract and minimal because the subject and observer are not tightly coupled, so they can belong to different layers of abstraction in a system. So a lower level subject can communicate and inform a higher level observer. So thereby just we are keeping the systems the systems layering intact. If the subject and observer are lumped together, then the resulting object must either span the two layers, and just we need to violate whatever the layering, or it must be forced to live in one layer or the other layer, which might be compromising the layering abstract. Okay, this is the main concept of abstract coupling between a subject and observer. And coming to the second consequence here, that is nothing but support for broadcast communication. Yes, broadcast one to all. We need to communicate, supporting one to many dependencies. Just we are taking some unlike an ordinary request. Listen carefully, ma'am. Unlike an ordinary request, the notification that a subject sends need not specify its receiver. So here the notification is broadcast automatically to all interested objects that subscribe to it. So here the subject does not care how many interested objects exist here. It's only the main responsibility is to notify its observers. So this gives you the freedom to add and particular to add and remove the observers at any time. It's up to the observer to handle or ignore a notification. This is the main concept of supporting for broadcast communication. And coming to the third consequence, that is nothing but unexpected updates. Unexpected updates in the sense, just because the observers, just we need to observe the notifications and updated automatically, it have no knowledge of each other presence, or they can be blind to the ultimate cost of changing the subject. Yes, exactly, to change the ultimate cost of that particular subject according to the operation on the particular subject, it may cause a cascade of updates to observers. So, and their dependent particular objects. So, moreover, the dependency criteria that are not well defined here, or we should handle, or we should maintain usually, it leads to the updates automatically, and which can be very hard, to track down that particular observer. So this problem is aggravated by the fact that the simple words, just the simple update protocol here, just we need to provide the details on what should be changed in the particular subject, without additional protocols to help those observers. We need to just discover whatever we need to change it there. They may be forced to work very hard to detect that particular changes, whatever it may be. Okay, this is the concept of consequences of observer design pattern. In further video we seen implementation section and known uses and what are the related patterns of observer design pattern. Up to now, thank you, Mavan and all.